general fund. In particular, the amount of money to be raised as a result of the sale of property. This totals $77,000, which includes the sale of the Roundhouse property and the sale of the remaining 3 acres of land in the West End Industrial Park. If this money is not realized, $77,000 will need to be cut from our expense side of the budget, thus seriously affecting the services we provide. This is why I, along with Finance Committee Chairman Michael McCarthy, have taken steps to institute controls on spending. We have also established a purchasing procedure that we feel will save the city money. The current budget is tight, and cutbacks in projected revenues will hinder our ability to enhance our streets and our infrastructure. At the present time, the picture does not look encouraging for obtaining our fair share of the county sales tax increase. The courts have ruled that we must first show that we have been an injured party, and that we have been harmed by the loss of money, which will in essence delay our legal action until July 1992. I will continue along with Mr. McCarthy to fight to get our fair share of this revenue, but I think it's realistic that we cannot plan on spending it at this point in time. The impact of our new water treatment plant on the annual water budget presents several questions that I feel are still unanswered. I will ask Mr. Lapriori, as chairman of the DPW committee, to work with me to show the true operating cost of the plant and the impact there may be on future water bills. Looking downtown, one can see quite easily that our downtown business district has several empty stores, and many existing businesses are struggling to make ends meet. A key anchor business, Kmart, has announced they intend to move to Pike County. We cannot ignore the plight of our local businessman, or our storefronts will remain vacant. The closing of Kronar and the lack of job opportunities has left many of our citizens unemployed and struggling to survive. Life is tough. We in government need to work as a team to bring jobs to the city of Port Jervis and put people back to work. The West End Industrial Park offers the opportunities. We must attract viable industries to our city. I will work along with the council to see a site plan is developed for this land. Now is the time for all of us in city government to fully utilize our God-given talents in serving the people of Port Jervis. We must be absolute and uncompromising in our commitment. The betterment of our quality of life cannot be sacrificed in favor of partisan politics. With the bipartisan cooperation of the council and the continuing cooperation of the city of Port Jervis people, we can and we will succeed as we face the many challenges of the future. During 1992, I am going to seek the council's support in the completion of the city's largest capital project, the water filtration plant. As I have stated previously, there are several unanswered questions about the plant's annual operating costs and impact on the current and future budgets that need to be detailed and acted upon. The council must review each aspect to ensure the taxpayer is getting the best deal possible. The renovation of City Hall is behind schedule, but indications now are that the major portion of the work for the courts will be done by March 1st, 1992. For the first time this past Monday evening, the elevator was utilized and the access barrier was removed for attendance to council meetings. City government must set the example for opening up access for the handicapped. In 1992, we must address the issue of the long-discussed ice jam flood control project. It was 11 years ago, not too far away, February 12th, that the flood and resulting devastation occurred to our city, disrupting lives and the dreams of many of our residents. Let's not forget that incident. As our neighbors in Pennsylvania debate the issue of whether or not to fund this joint effort, I, as mayor, stand committed to implementing this project. When our friends across the river have concluded the debate and hopefully support the effort, I will ask the council to authorize me to move forward so we can take whatever steps necessary to prevent future devastation of our city. I will ask the council to also support our community development efforts by authorizing the CDA to submit a community development block grant application for housing rehabilitation and public facility projects in 1992. I feel that to survive as a community, it is imperative that we communicate effectively. During my tenure, I wish to convey a philosophy of a partnership in government. Although a few elected officials make the decisions that affect our lives and our futures, it is crucial that the link be maintained and cultivated between city government and the people. I will be instituting several programs to assist in this linkage. Starting in March, ward meetings will be held on a rotating basis at local firehouses. The first will be in the 3rd Ward. City department heads and elected officials will be present to hear the concerns of the public on an informal basis. Our goal is to improve communications between the city and the community. We want to hear your problems, so please participate. A wise man once said, "Listen to those who possess knowledge and wisdom, and you will strive towards high ideals." Citizens have good ideas on how government can be more effective, and we can learn from this. In February, I will announce the members of a newly created Senior Advisory Board. I have already appointed Councilman Chuck Briscoe to act as council liaison to this important board. This will establish a formal mechanism for the dissemination of information and the identification of issues that are important to the senior community of Port Jervis. I will ask the councils to support the implementation of a neighborhood watch program. The concept of a neighborhood watch program is simple. Concerned residents of a neighborhood come together and are trained by local law enforcement personnel to spot the signs that a crime is taking place or is about to take place. This, I feel, will be a valuable asset in our fight against drugs and drug-related crimes, and it can assist in enhancing our image as a great town to live in. In the area of development, there are several issues that need to be addressed in 1992. We must ensure the survival of those businesses and industries we now have. I would encourage the formation of an advisory board consisting of local business owners, retailers, Chamber of Commerce, Community Development Agency, government officials, and the Port Jervis Development Corporation to provide a conduit for implementing ideas to assist in the growth of our downtown business district as well as our entire city. A major emphasis in 1992 will be on finding a viable developer for the Roundhouse property to assist in enhancing our downtown environment. I also feel that to be successful, it is important to develop a marketing plan for the city that deals with attracting business, industries, tourism, and people to our area. To assist in this, I will be establishing a task force on tourism. Their mission will be to explore and develop means of bringing people to our area to enjoy the many talents, beauties, and historic aspects of our wonderful valley. We also must continue our emphasis on enhancing our recreational opportunities. We are currently exploring a grant application that would allow us to develop the water's edge of the Riverside Park and the Acre. This would create a multifaceted facility. In 1992, I will also ask the Recreation Commission to develop a plan for the use of the recently acquired Church Street property. This should include public input into the process so a recommendation can be made to the council on the best way to utilize this new valuable resource. There is much concern on my part for the attacks I have seen taking place on the local environment. With the help of several local citizens, the current threats have been stopped. We must be prepared to take action to prevent future threats from occurring. To this end, I will establish a standing council committee that will be a watchdog on the environment. This committee will include citizens as well as council representatives. They will be ready to react if a threat occurs. I would be remiss if I did not address the issue of creating good relationships with our neighbors. I feel it is important to the success of Port Jervis that all of the neighboring communities in our valley have a means to communicate and solve problems between them. The first step will be taken between Deer Park and Port Jervis on February 13th, 1992. We will jointly meet and discuss problems we share. I look forward to discuss the issues and move forward in making our valley a better place for people and business to move into. It is virtually impossible tonight to present every goal or concern that I may have. I have highlighted those of special importance to me. During 1992, I make one overall commitment to you, the citizens of Port Jervis. I will give it my all to make this city the best place in the world to live. The council, together with the mayor, has the choice. Together we prosper. It is the only way to go. Thank you for your time this evening, and God bless you all for the year to come. Thank you.
Hopefully.
I don't want to hear this.